Hi, welcome back to Tech Talk. Today I thought that we should take a look into MQTT and continuing from the last video where we put a Wi-Fi module on a microcontroller. I have now changed the microcontroller to the STM32 U545 and the nuclear board there. So what we are going to do, we are going to send a Wi-Fi message and the MQTT to a broker. And then the MQTT broker will send the on-off command to this sort of connector. And this one is actually a Wi-Fi module, but it's similar with the Zigbee. So I have a Zigbee one that is connected to the lamp. And then that lamp is turned on at the moment, and when we then send the command on MQTT, we will then toggle the lamp for it. MQTT is a publish-subscribe architecture. So if we take a look on this picture, we can see in the middle there we have something called a broker. So the broker is normally called Mosquito, and I'm not sure if there could be other brokers as well, but Mosquito is the most commonly used. In my case, I have the Mosquito running on my Raspberry Pi and in my Home Assistant installation on the Raspberry Pi there on my local network. And in this case then, what we're going to do with the STM32 is to be working as a MQTT client. And in this picture we can see that it's publishing temperature sensor data. That is possible. We won't do that in this application. We will only be sending a toggle on or off. And when you have a client and you publish something, you then publish to a topic. And the topic in my case is a lamp. So I have given it a name, and that you will see also in the topic. So I will then publish the value on or off to the topic lamp, and that is then sent to the broker, and the broker then can have different subscribers, and that is the other clients like these on the right side. There are two clients and they are subscribing to different topics, and if they are subscribing to the same topic, they will get this information on or off. So that is how you can send the information on the MQTT. So it's one-to-one or one-to very many. And in my case then, this MQTT message is sent on to Home Assistant. And Home Assistant is then looking for what is this topic lamp. So I have one of these plugs, and this specific plug is a Wi-Fi plug. And my plug that we will be using, it's a Zigbee plug. But that doesn't make any changes, because it doesn't look if it's a Wi-Fi plug or if it's a Zigbee plug. It's a topic called lamp, and it will turn on or off the lamp. So it doesn't matter if I have Zigbee or if I have Wi-Fi or if I have Bluetooth or Z-Wave or whatever interface you would like to use. You can use that anyhow. So that is what we are going to do today, and we are using the Wi-Fi module that we started to look into in the first formal video, but I have simplified the software quite a bit, so you just get the information on how to get started with it. I hope you find it interesting and tag along. Here we now have started the STM32Cube IDE, and what we can see here is the microcontroller I'm using. That is the STM32 U545, and I only have a couple of pins used in this project. You have the LED green, that is for indicating on the board if it's on or off, and you have the user button blue, the blue button that you can you have two buttons. You have the reset, that is the black one, and you have a user button, that is the blue, and that one is we are using there. And I have the UART here, and if we start with the UART, we can see that we are using a UART asynchronous with 115 kilobaud, and on we can also take a look on the clock. That this microcontroller is be able to run in 160 megahertz, but that is overkill for this application, so we're just running it in 64 megahertz. That is plenty. And we can also then take a look on the pins here. We have 2 pins, PA5, that is the LED and it's an output pin, and the PC13, it's giving us an external interrupt on the rising edge on this pin. So the pin is normally pulled down, and whenever you push the button in, you will get the rising edge, and that is what we will detect. And we also then need to enable the interrupt, otherwise nothing will happen. So that is everything that is done in the CubeMX. So we can then go back to the main file. So in the main file, it's not too much happening there. I have just made two includes, the standard io.h and the string.h. Then I have a couple of private defines. I have a user that is for my Wi-Fi SSID. So I have the Wi-Fi test network, and that's called PRTech Talk. And to that I just created a password that is going to be deleted afterwards, so you don't need to try to hack it. But that is the password for that Wi-Fi. And I also need to have a broker, as I told before, and that broker is running on my Home Assist, and my Home Assist is running on this IP number. And it's also using this port, 1883, that is a standard port for Mosquito. The client ID, that is for Mosquito to know who is sending information to me. And that one is a random number, and it can be so I just set it to fix to PRTT. And in my Mosquito I also have the requirements for a user and a password to be able to send and receive any information on Mosquito. So I have a user called MQTT test, and I have a very good password, ABCD1234. Don't learn from me here. It should be difficult, but this is only for test and it will be deleted. So these are my defines, and I will use them in my code further down. So it's just easy to change something here, so you don't have to change in the code below. So then we go down to my private variables. I have one variable, and that is the lamp state, and that could be a boolean, but I just gave it to a byte integer, and I declared it with the value 0. So that is to keep track on if the lamp is on or off. Then under the section user code begin 0, I have two functions. That is, one is the send string, and it takes one parameter, and it just sends this information that is here. The MQTT publish is taking two parameters, that is the topic and that is the message. And so what we're doing, we are creating a small buffer, and we're populating the buffer with this sprintf message here. And what we're sending to this buffer is this AT QMT publish, and all this information you need to take a look into the AT command set for the module that you're using, what it takes. In this case it takes the S, that is the topic, that we get from here. And then we need to take the message length, and the message is this one that we take from here. So it calculates how many characters there are in the message and sent that prior as well. So, and then we hold that buffer and going up to this send string, and we're sending the buffer to the UART. Then we also have a callback function. As I said, that we have the GPI or the user button, the blue button, that is creating an interrupt. and it creates an interrupt whenever we push the button, and then it takes the voltage rail from the input that is normally pulled down in a non-active state, and then when we push it we drive this pin up to the VCC, and then we will detect that rising edge with this callback. So what we are doing here is, if we are looking if it actually is the user button that was created, this interrupt, and if it was, then we continue down, and then we take a look on the lamp state. As I said, I had a variable keeping track on the lamp if it was on or off. So if the lamp is 0, that means if the lamp is off. Then I turn on the LED on the nuclear board just to indicate that now we would turn it on. And then I will also send this MQTT publish, and then we have the topic here, and that is the Zigbee score PR Tech Talk lamp /set. So that is the topic, and then we will look into another tool where we get this topic from. And then we also need to have the message, and that is the state equals on, and we will look into that as well. And then we just set the lamp state to 1. And in the other case, and if the lamp state was 1, then we just turn it off. So that is the callback function. But prior to that one is running, we need to set up the Wi-Fi, and we do that in the main loop. So here in the while one loop, I choose in this application to have all the functionality here. So we start then by initialization on the Wi-Fi and connecting to the access point. So I'm starting with a send string with ATQ reset. Again, everything that is ATQ, AT, and that is coming from the AT command set from the module. And then we wait 2 seconds for the module to have time to reset, and then we send this command, and that one is giving the information to the module that I would like to connect to my Wi-Fi. And the Wi-Fi is the user, that is the SSID, and this password is the password, and those were up here. So this is that information it sends there. So I have the SSID on PR Tech Talk, and this is the user password. So that will be sent there. And then we will wait for 5 seconds, giving my router time to send me an IP from my DHCP server. So after that, then I can continue with sending the ATQMT open, and the IP address, that is the address where my Mosquito is running, and the port that was 1883, also that you saw in the defines upstairs above us. And then we have done that, then we connect to it, and we have the client ID, and then we have the user and the password that we need to authenticate into my Mosquito as a valid user. So when we're done that, then we have an IP. We are up on the Wi-Fi, and we have connecting to the internet and everything. And we also logged into my Mosquito. So what we do then is sending a publish. So that is the MQTT publish, the same that we saw in the callback function below. So what we do, just turn it off, and then we turn on the lamp again, and update the state of the lamp accordingly. Sorry. Like so. So we try to build the program. So now we have the code downloaded into the controller, and now the lamp I'm having here on the side is already on. And when we now then start here, it will get an IP from our access point, and it will connect to the Mosquito, and it will turn off the lamp, and it will wait 2 seconds, and it will turn it on again. So now we will see if that is working. We can see that there is communication running to the module there. And now it turned off, and now it turned on again. And I'm not sure if you can see it or not. There is a very small LED down there. It's a green LED. And what now is going to happen, if I now press the user button, I expect the lamp to go off. Yes, and also the LED went off, and same thing when we turn it on again. Great. So the program works. Now we're going to take a look into how we found the topic. Here is a free tool called MQTT Explorer, and if you're going to use MQTT, it's a great tool to use. It's easy to see what's happening, and what you're doing here on the left side, you have your connections, and the connection is to the broker. And I have using this as I have created here, and this is I have given it the name Home Assist because it's running my Home Assistant. And it's on this IP number in my case, the port 1883. It's normally always 1883. I have a username and I have a password, so I connect to it. Great, so now we can see here are several main topics on the MQTT that is, or the Mosquito that is running. And the plug that I was using was the Zigbee. And the Zigbee is then running on the Home Assistant in an application called Zigbee to MQTT. So it converts every Zigbee command to MQTT. So, and that is what is advertising here. So here is a lot of switches and stuff that is happening. And I can't see my STM32, so I will just press the blue button to introduce a lamp. Here we can see the PR Tech Talk lamp here, and now it also set the state off. If I now push once more to turn on, so now it got state turn on. So what we can do, if we highlight this one, we can see up here. Here we have the topic. It says topic there. So we have the main path here. That is Zigbee to MQTT. That is this one. And beneath that, that is the PR Tech Talk lamp. What we can see down here is the JSON data that is transmitted to this one. And the latest state was on, the lamp was on. If we do it once more, now we can see it's state off. And if we want to use state on instead. Okay, great. So that is the message, and that is the topic. And we can also do so that we can publish from here. We can send to the same topic here. And if we want to set, we see here Zigbee to MQTT, score PR lamp, and that is what we have here. And if we want to write something to it, we need to add set. Sorry if I can spell. Hard words to spell. And then we need to send the information, and that is the state off. And we need to do that in JSON format. So state off. Great. So now the lamp is on. And if we now then publish, and then the lamp hopefully should go off. Yeah. And if I push once more, nothing happens because the lamp is already off. So what we can do then is write on instead. And then it works. So that is the same thing that we are doing with the STM32 in our case. We can also do like this. I have running my Mosquito from my Home Assist, and we can see here that I'm having here the 242 IP on my Home Assist, but here we have a different port because the application Home Assist is running on this port instead. So here we can see the log, what's happening on my what sensors have been sending and stuff. And if we now then press the button again to turn off, we see that the PR lamp turned off. And if we hit again on, it was there, PA Tech Talk lamp on. So that is also then viewed and seen inside Home Assist. Great, so this was the end of this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, please consider to do so. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's really appreciated from my side. If you have some comments, leave it in the comments below. And hope to see you in the next video. Stay safe. Bye.